Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So we have a big reading today because we're going to do the new moon eclipse that's happening on Tuesday, June 2nd at 3:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the United States. It's happening at 16 degrees and 38 minutes. If you have any planets that are at 16, 17 degrees, then they'll be in some sort of an aspect to this, and so that'd be worth noting in your own personal chart. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Before I started doing the readings this morning, I spent a little time in meditation, and I was trying to get like an idea of how this eclipse is going to affect everyone. And it kind of feels like it's like the world card, like it's an ending for a new beginning. And so usually it's the planting of seeds, but this time it seems like it's more of new beginnings, new opportunities, but also this ending thing. So anyways, when I was into yours, what I get with for you guys a lot was you setting sail. Everybody got something to do with water, and yours was you were in a sailboat and you were setting sail and you were making your way. And apparently you were making your way through, I don't know, the Caribbean or Australia or something like that, because using the Dr. Emoto's oracle cards, we have coral reef. And what he did is he put these words next to some water, and then he took pictures of the crystals. And so this is what the crystals look like for coral reef with just the words. And it's really important that you always watch what you say and how you say it around yourself. That's the atmosphere that you create around yourself. And so you have coral reef. And so coral reef, there's a couple things about it. It's a project that takes a long time, right? It builds over time. It's cooperative. A lot of different organisms are at play in creating the coral reef, so it's not just you out there on your own. It is some sort of teamwork partnership thing. It takes a while. It takes patience. It's very fragile. It's easily disrupted, but it's beautiful when it's done. And it gives life to and provides feeding and nurturing and play for so many, and safety. And so whatever this project that you're setting out on, it seems like don't expect major results right away. It's more of a building process. And so hopefully it's a passion project. It's a creative project, something that you'll really enjoy doing all the time. And so these are your crystals. Let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to do the 9-card spread for the energy of the eclipse. If you're watching the other videos, I started this morning, so that's why I'm wearing different clothes, because I am in the middle of moving, and I had to go move a bunch of stuff all day. Did that for like 9 hours, and now I'm back, but I had to clean up a little. Nobody wanted to see that, not even me. All right, so the 9-card spread. The key card is the one that's in the center. It's what everything pivots around, and then we'll do thoughts, feelings, action, past, present, future. And really? Oh, okay. All right. So let me just tune in here for a second. They seem ready to talk to you. This is fast. This is nice. Okay. So, all right. At the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the 5 of Scrolls. This 5 of Scrolls is about having opportunities, more than one, and also needing to do your research. So make sure that you are exploring all the avenues, that you keep your mind open, that you're looking for opportunities to learn things and grow. Okay? So that's what that's about. All right. The key to the situation is oh, look at this. You have the Queen of Forces. This is you. This is very creative energy. So this is coral reef. This is coral reef. This is you being able to control and muster all of the all the things you need. It's like being the magician, only it's the Queen of Wands being the magician. So it's this business-like energy, it's this action-oriented energy, but it's looking long-term. I'm being very creative and business-minded at the same time. And so I think this studying, this research is going to be really important. In the recent past, you have the Hilaron. And so the Hilaron is hopefully you were speaking to your spirit guides, because the Hilaron was definitely trying to get your attention. And since it was in the upright, I would say that you have been speaking and trying to listen. And the Hilaron is sort of like the librarian who keeps track of your Akashic records of, it's not exactly it, but it's kind of like that, okay? It's confusing to get into all the details of it in such a short video. But, so the Hilaron is an ascended master and a teacher, and using your Akashic records of all of your life experiences and all of your lives and tapping into that and giving you guidance. So maybe you were getting the messages in your sleep. Maybe you were picking them up from things people were saying. If you've been paying attention, you've been getting messages, because the Hilaron definitely looks like he's been active and you've been thinking about it. So I think the messages are getting through. This is nice. Now you're thinking about a commitment. And I think this feels like a new commitment, as in like a job or a new business or a new venture that you want to start. Of course, that's that setting sail thing, and you're looking for it to be in a commitment. This is nice because this came out in the reverse, and that's up in the air. So moving forward quickly, I think things get settled. If it was in the upright position, that would mean it's still a lot of indecision, a lot of things that need to be figured out. But when it's in this position, then that means that you're making progress and that something's about to happen. Your balloon's going to come into port. It's going to land. You're not going to be so up in the air and have so many things that you're trying to figure out. So that's nice. Okay, in the recent past, there's this creative project and you were not putting enough work and energy into it. And I think you understand that that was part of the problem. And maybe you were spending time instead meditating, searching for information, thinking about things, and now it's time for action. And that's why the Queen of Forces is here. And, ooh. This is so crazy. All right, almost everyone that like I said, they were all water, and they keep coming up with cards somewhere in their reading that looks like what I saw, and this is what I saw. So you have the reflection. Now, the reflection was in the reverse, okay? And so that means that not so much is hidden, that you're starting to figure things out, but just pay attention to the fact that how you act and what you say and do. And how you feel about things, the people around you, they're going to reflect back to you what it is that you're giving out into these circumstances. So just something to be aware of. So you'll want to act with energy and enthusiasm. You'll want to exude confidence, because these are the kinds of things that will reflect back to you and improve your opportunities. You have the Six of Scrolls, which is the sands of time. In the recent past, you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. So I think you're feeling a little pressure, a little stress. Okay, so this is the initiation of the Count of Count Saint Germain, and it came in the reverse, and I'm going to have to look up what that means. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So let me just look that up. It's 14. That's a 5. 5s are often difficult energies. A lot of tension, a lot of snipiness. Let's just see here. Oh, I'm looking for reverse. Oh, okay. All right, so this says that you've already been initiated. So in the reverse, this means you're ready. You have the stuff that you need. The time of initiation has passed. So if you are looking for a job and you needed special training, you should be already there and ready to go. Maybe that's what was holding you up. Maybe that's what you felt like, I really want to get started here. Time is running out. And you were learning stuff and trying to figure it out. And now you have that information. Well, that's cool. I never get that card, so I don't necessarily know them. Okay, so now you have the Queen of Scrolls. And she was in reverse. And she is about paying attention to the information coming in. Now, this is the outcome card, and so I think it's going to be, I'm turning it upright because I really want you to focus on what you can create. So this is like a warning. If you're not paying attention as you're moving through this situation, that is something that can happen, but the future hasn't been written. So what you do now will impact the future. So here's your opportunity to put the Queen of Scrolls in the upright position. Do the research. Keep doing the research. I know you're feeling like you're kind of in a rush, and maybe you're like, well, I already know what I need to know. Don't just go jumping in and signing a contract because you want this commitment so much. And then you make a hasty decision, and maybe it's not the best one for you. So Mercury is in retrograde. It's going to be really important that you double check everything that has to do with any kind of a contract, business deal, business arrangement. I'm not saying don't start anything. People will tell you that. And I think that's not necessarily true, especially because I think the eclipse energy is taking a little off of that Mercury retrograde anyways. But here's what does matter. It is like this communication noise that happens. And so you may not be easily understood. You may not easily understand what other people are saying. So be patient, slow down. When you're driving too. I don't know if they're talking to me or you, but that's what I just heard. Okay, so slow down. Double check everything. So just make sure the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, and then it says what you want it to say. Like before you send an email, before you send a response, before you sign a contract. That's going to be really important. I think, based on what I'm seeing here with these cards, I think that an opportunity is coming up and you're like, well, I know, and I'm ready to go. I've got everything I need, and I want to make this decision. I want to make this commitment. But because this was in the reverse, I am going to strongly urge you to just make sure that you aren't taking the first opportunity that comes your way because you're in a hurry. Make sure it's the right opportunity. Make sure that it's reflecting back to you your values, your desires, that you feel like it's going to get you to the port that you're trying to get to. That you're not just grabbing, the first boat out of town, right? Like, make sure you're heading in the direction you want to go. Take a little time for yourself to figure that out. So let's get some guidance on this thought process. And you have the Coyote, trust in divine detours. So you're not running out of time. And not getting there the fastest way is okay because there's lessons to be learned along the way. That's the divine detours. That's the, oh my gosh, if I would have just done this way back then, I would have been so much further ahead. And imagine where, no. Look at what you would have missed out on learning. Look at the people that you might not have met. Look at the opportunities that you might not have had, the growth experiences, the people that you come in contact with. A lot of them you've made agreements along the way. And of course, when you get here, you can't remember all the agreements you made, but the divine does. And so sometimes you're like sent off on a little tangent to get some more information, to be ready, so that you really do have all the information you need. So you really are initiated and you really can go out there and take on the world. So if there seems to be some kind of a delay, maybe it's not, just slow down and don't be afraid of that. Time is malleable and you can totally control time. I always have enough time. I always have enough energy. I always have enough resources to do everything and anything that I want to or I need to. I've been saying that a lot this week. And there were a few minutes today where I wasn't really sure that was a reality, but I decided to take a deep breath and make it my reality. So, I'm not just saying things to you, I live that life too. Okay? So let's get you a little more guidance on how to handle your heart situation. It says consult an expert. So before you sign a contract, maybe have a financial advisor go over the details. Or, I don't know who your tax accountant is, if you have a tax accountant, but I know mine is wonderful. And he always has some great advice. And he's like, well, make sure you check this out. Or maybe you have a trusted friend and you could say, can I run this by you and just let somebody else take a second look at it for you. I feel like you have two here. Okay. So a little bit of guidance on this action part. You have recharge. Ooh, there is nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul. I want that card. I could use a walk on the beach right now. So you've been pressing yourself really hard because you feel like the time is running out, right? And the Spirit's saying, keep everything in balance. You're Libra. And when you get out of balance, it really messes. You don't want to you want smooth sailing, not the rough, turbulent water. So take a little time, catch your breath, make sure that you are getting into the right situation. Don't push so hard. Try to get into the flow, and you have reflect. You have reflection here, and you have reflect. So it says, peer into the endless ocean and see what peers back. So self-reflection, that's in your heart space. That's in the future. So maybe you're so busy that's why it was in the reverse, is that you weren't planning to do that. And they want to remind you that it's really important that you take the time to peer into the endless ocean and see what peers back at you. This is self-reflection. Knowing yourself. When you know yourself, then you listen to yourself. And even though somebody might think it's not such a grand idea what you're planning to do, Spirit knows and Spirit will guide you. So listen to your higher self. What seems like an interesting path to somebody else might not seem like one to you. And what seems like a really great idea to you may not be so appealing to someone else. But you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, what feels good to you, what sparks the joy in you. So let's go ahead and look at the week. Let's get some general overall energy for this week. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, that's a book. I'm not taking 10,000 cards. I'll mix them up a little, break up the storyline here and see if I can't figure out which ones I'm really supposed to have here. It's a lot. You still got a lot. Okay, what do we have? Okay, well, here you are, the Queen of Wands again. That's that Queen of Forces. This is the energy of this week, is you taking charge and orchestrating your own life, creating what you want for yourself, making it happen. And this is getting it moving. This is getting it moving, right? The Knight of Wands. Let's go. You got the King, you got the Knight and the Queen of Wands energy. That's a lot of let's get things rolling energy. But see, he's just like riding in, and is he really paying attention to what he's doing? He's like waving that tool around and going super fast. And so I want to again remind you that with Mercury in retrograde, you might want to, it doesn't go into retrograde until the 7th, which is Sunday, but we are in the shadow. Just take it easy, slow down. This is something that's going to require some teamwork. We have the Three of Pentacles. That is a project that needs more than one person involved in it in order to really get it rolling. And then you have the Devil card. And I think the Devil, in this case, is your own self-doubt. I think you are your own worst enemy. I think you think that you can't do, and so this is what's holding her back. Is that all your doubts and insecurities. And so you need to defeat the Devil by stepping into your confidence. So this week, I want you to kind of focus on your sacral chakra and your solar plexus. That's the sacral chakra is below the belly button, and the solar plexus is right around the belly button. So they're orange and they're yellow, and just imagine them filling up and spinning around and just lighting up your body with this orange and this yellow, and just breathe in the self-confidence and just trust in yourself and trust in your guides. So with that moon in Gemini for you, that is going to be in your 9th house of connection to spirit. So this is Sunday when you see this, because this is late Saturday when I'm putting it together. So that's Sunday and Monday, early in the week. Take the time to really commit to your communication with spirit. And you should probably commit to your communication with spirit on a daily basis, because it looks like there's a lot of decisions to be made. There's a lot of opportunities that are going to come up. Which ones are the good ones? Which ones need a little discerning? And so, oh, okay, yeah. Oh my God, I love when Spirit tells me what to say, and there it is. Okay, so you have breathe, which is about meditating, and the fork in the road, there's decisions to come up. It's just saying that. So yes, so take some time to meditate, contemplate, because you have decisions to make coming up, and you'll want to be in the best frame of mind, have the most information, tap into your higher self, get help from your angel guides and spirit, really feel it out. And when you are trying to figure it out, you kind of do it like this. Does this opportunity make me feel great? Or does this opportunity feel like I better take this because nothing better is going to come along? Because if you're doing it because you think nothing better is going to come along, I think that might be a mistake. More than likely, it's a mistake. It's kind of like a little test. If you can stand where you are right now for a few more whatevers to allow another opportunity to come through, I would try to do that. There have been times in my life when that was not what I could do. So I would take the opportunity when it came, but I did not in my head say, I'm signing a long-term contract to this deal. I know I'm stuck here forever. I never did that. I was like, okay, well, I'll do this until what's better comes along, because I know it is. Not because I didn't think it would, but because I needed something to fill the gap financially or whatever. But I didn't lock myself in. So don't lock yourself into a situation that you're not really sure about. But if you need to be making money, you need to be working, the best way to get a job is from a job. So go ahead and take it. But just don't let them lock you into some kind of a long-term situation, because you are at the beginning. When that moon moves into Cancer, you're at the beginning of your career. This is all about your career, because that's where that eclipse energy is happening. And so this is an opportunity to realize what it is you really want and start, planning ahead and looking for what you want. This goes out about 6 months. So do your research. And if you need to take a temporary situation to pull you through, then by all means do that. But don't get yourself locked into something you hate. So you have triggers. Interesting. That's that double. That's that fears. You don't let the fears well up inside of you and scare you. Don't let things trigger you. Don't. Okay. So, I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough opportunities. I always have more than enough financial resources. I always have more than enough love in my life. I always have more than enough. That's the kind of thing you need to say. I am a lucky person, and opportunities just open up for me. These kinds of things. When you have a positive attitude, then you raise your vibration, and so you become a vibrational match for the better opportunities. When you are in the negative stuff and you do the self-talk that's low vibrational, like, oh, I never have enough and I can't do, those kinds of things, then that energy attracts that creates a vibrational energy. Your words are a vibrational energy, and so what it does is it attracts more of the low vibrational energy into your life. It is a law of attraction. So say the good stuff, believe the good stuff, trust in it. That's how you get there. So you have transform. So yes. Let go of what triggers you. Learn how to manage it. When something starts to stress you out, say, yeah, you know what? Okay, so sort of like this. When I was a child, I used to have recurring nightmares. And there was this one monster that was literally always chasing me. And in the middle of a dream, I stopped and turned around and said, I know this is just a dream, and I'm going to wake up now. And I never saw the monster again. So when you see these fears, when you're triggered, you turn and you look to the thing that's triggering you, that's making you scared, and say, I know that this is just a fear that I'm never going to have the right job. And I choose to not accept that. That's a dream. My reality is I am an abundant manifester of miracles in my own life. And I can create whatever I want. And you have awareness. You have awareness. So pay attention to all the messages that are coming in from the Hilaron. Pay attention to your spirit guides. They are trying to tell you. They are trying to show you the way. So do the meditation, breathe through it. You are coming up to some sort of a fork in the road. You're not running out of time, but decisions need to be made coming up here. And a wrong decision isn't a thing. It's just a new opportunity to learn something. You know, doing things that we wish we didn't do is a waste of energy. Say, okay, well, I did that, and look what I learned. Don't say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wasted all my time and energy on that thing. I shouldn't have done that. I wish I hadn't have done that. That's a waste of your current energy. Be where you are now and learn lessons from the past and go, okay, yeah, no, that probably wasn't what I was hoping it would be, but what did I learn? What did I learn? So this acceptance and this growth, you have purpose. So accept and have purpose in order to have the growth. You need to define what your purpose is. So what is it? It's in your heart space. Think about it. What is it that you really want to do? What drives you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? With you hopping and skipping out, not, oh my gosh, I have to get up and go to work. No, what would light you on fire every day? I can't wait to get in there so I can work on this, that, or the other thing. You know, what excites you? Uplift your thoughts. Self-love, self-nurturing, Friday and Saturday when that moon is in Virgo. That is about self-love and nourishing yourself, and it says uplift your thoughts. Your stinking thinking is your biggest barrier. Your stinking thinking is the devil in your life. You can control this. You can tell him, you're just a nightmare, and I'm going to wake up now. I'm not afraid of anything. I can create what I want. I have all the tools I need. I am a manifester of miracles in my own life. All right, let's get you a crystal that you can use for this month with this eclipse energy. It should actually be really good for like the next 6 months to really get you, focused on this. Think about what you want. Write it down. Flip the piece of paper over. Write your gratitude list. Try to go really deep with your gratitude list. And then burn it. Turn it over to spirit. Oh. Okay, Chalcopyrite. I have no idea. C-H-A-L, Chelsea copyright? I don't know. C-H-A-L-C-O-P-Y-R-I-T-E. It says, I am healthy and strong thanks to the physical movement and the exercise outdoors. I'm healthy and strong thanks to physical activity and exercise outdoors. So Spirit is saying get yourself outside. And then also we have amethyst, which is really, really great for meditating, for bringing in, that opens up that third eye so you can get the messages from Spirit. So amethyst is this beautiful stone right here. Right, so get yourself a piece of amethyst. Charge it up by leaving it in the sunlight or in the light of the moon. Place it on your third eye chakra, which is that eye you can't see. It's right here. So just like place it here, lay down and place it there and just breathe. And try to clear your mind and see what comes in, because Spirit is definitely trying to get a hold of you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you take the time to check out what your choices are and don't just jump because you're afraid you won't have more opportunities. There are unlimited opportunities for abundance in this world. All right? You take care and we'll talk soon.